I love little cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. It's my favorite. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, believe me, I'd want a cheeseburger too. But, like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze. Achoo! And a cup of sugar. What was it over again? Sugar and a sneeze. Just a little tiny sneeze. Yes. Way back once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake. Guess who I was making a birthday cake for? My granny! My grandmother! It's my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold, but I ran out of sugar. So guess what? I had to go to my nearest neighbor's house. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar, but this neighbor was a pig. I don't mean that to be nasty. He was really a pig. And he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? Would you build a house out of straw? Would you build a house out of straw? I don't know. Maybe he would. Angel. Maybe he would build a house out of straw. So, of course, the minute I knocked on his door, guess what happened to his door?
Fell apart.
It fell. Well, the door fell first. And then, well, let me just tell you, because we're just getting a little ahead. I didn't want to just walk in because it's someone else's house. So I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just going home without a cup of sugar from my dear old granny's birthday cake, but that's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze going on. Well, I huffed, and I snuffed. Achoo! Guess what happened? Well, I sneezed, a great sneeze. And guess what was left? Just one little thing. And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. Yes, I know. That's what I said too. No! It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham because it was ham for dinner. So guess what I did to the ham? I picked it up and I took a bite. And I ate her all up. Oh, next time I'm gonna do it to him. I mean, the leg. So I was feeling a little better.
Cody.
But
Cody, come sit.
I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next door neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? Are you in? He yelled back, go away! You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze going on. I huffed and I snuffed, and guess what happened? Achoo! I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed such a great sneeze. And guess what happened? You're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's house. When the dust cleared, there was a second little pig, dead as a doornail. Whoops on her, tell the truth. Well, now you know food will spoil if you leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Would you like to have it? I'm just trying to think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better. And I still didn't have a cup of sugar from my old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what the little rude porker answered? Do you know what he said? He actually said, get out of here! Don't bother me again! But then in the background, you could hear this noise. I think this pig thought he was a surfer or something. He was, I heard, hey man, check this out, like this gnarly wave, dude. Like totally cool, man. Jump up, bro. Like it was going up. Like we were just surfing. Here we go. But no, it wasn't true. It was actually a commercial. Talk about impolite. He probably had the whole sack full of sugar, and he didn't want to give me any. Yes, he did. Honestly, he did.
No.
Yes, me too. Give me 5, bro. And he wouldn't give even one little cup for my dear, sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. Really, he's a pig. I don't want no offense. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday cake card instead of a cake. When I felt my cold coming on, I huffed and I sneezed and I, what happened? Oh, that's a really baby sneeze. What happened? There you go. And I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. What a nasty little pig. Así, mira. Now I'm usually a pretty calm fellow. But when somebody talks about my granny like that, I mean, when somebody talks about your family, what happens? You get mad, right?
Like the shower.
Does the smoke come out of your ears? Don't you breathe fire? Well, I guess nothing happened. Okay. Well, when the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down the pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me a big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. So we're going to be starting in a few moments. Give me about 1 minute, then we'll get started.